Hello everyone, Nikki Batgirl D'Angelo here for a review of the Aegis Dynamics Retaliator Heavy Bomber. Now I did a preview of this probably about a week and a half ago. And it's finally hit the hangar. And I'm doing this for Star Citizen AA, so we're going to take a look at it. It's got a few different design. It's like a collage of different designs. The front of it right there kind of looks like an SR-71, and then almost like a helicopter, like a Cobra cockpit on top. When you take it to the side over here, it actually resembles a B-1B Lancer bomber, which is pretty cool. So it's quite a number of different designs. The livery it's in right now is for Squadron 42, and that's no doubt what they were looking for here, because this is the military version of the ship. This is not the version of the ship that's going to be in our hangar later on. Later on we won't have the torpedoes, and I do not believe that we'll have this paint scheme. But since this is the ship that's going in Squadron 42 and people have been asking, I'm sure that's why they gave us this version for now to take a look at. Now, when we're looking at the different aspects of the ship, I'm not going to give you size 1, size 2, size 6 of anything, because right now you have a shield that's being listed as size 3. Meanwhile, in the Cutlass Blue, you have size 5s. The only thing I can tell you for sure is that right up there, you've got a turret on the port and starboard side of the wings. You have a turret on top and bottom of the front end, and one down here, and all of them are fitted with CF007s, so size 1, and that has to do with the new mounting system for weapons that they have. This is by far my favorite looking ship in the game at this point. Obviously it has swing wings for atmospheric flight, not space flight. You've got 4 big engines in the back, and I think that they're size 4 or size 5s. Not 100% sure at this point. We'll learn more later. But quite a number of maneuvering jets, 12 size 1s or TR1s, and I believe it's 6 or 8 TR4s, which are really meant for landing the ship. This one over here, you have 2 in this pod, and then you have one on either side of the front of the ship. These are more than capable of setting down a ship of this size. Pretty big, isn't it? As we run underneath, we can see the large intakes for scooping fuel around gas giants or in interstellar space where there might be some hydrogen just hanging out. We see the rear turret over here, and a couple of access hatches that will be more important later on as the game goes on. We have one bomb bay up here. Could be fitted with missiles, torpedoes, or any one of a number of different modules. You have a docking collar right here. You have the forward torpedo bay that's a little bit larger than the rear one. This is a piece I question, but I think it looks actually absolutely amazingly cool. But does it really need this many landing legs? I would think that the 2 outer ones would be enough. But you know what, for design's sake, it actually looks pretty decent. Now, the shape of the nose is pretty cool aerodynamically. It's going to be giving lift as well as cutting through the atmosphere at high Mach. Probably somehow they have some kind of composite up there to withstand re-entry. But this is pretty nice, isn't it? And like I said, the turrets are CF007s. I still question the manned turret. I know that Star Wars did things like this, but even at the end of World War II, the B-29s, the P-61, the A-26, all had remote turrets that were remote controlled deep within the ship by the different personnel that would be seeing, or different crew members that would be seeing the enemy or bogeys. So what would happen is that as they were pointing their gun sights internally at a particular incoming bogey, all of the turrets that were on that side would point in that direction, just unleashing a huge wave of firepower upon people. Alright, so let's just take a look at this. We're going to walk back past this bomb bay, and you're going to have two lifts up here. One on the port, one on the starboard. We're going to go up this side over here. Starboard side. The lift will come down. We'll walk onto it and hit the use button, which is F. Now I'm going to go through the ship backwards. Okay, we're in the lift area. This over here is nothing. Down below is a docking collar. Up above is a docking collar, so you could have different ships docked to it. And this is built pretty much like a submarine, so you have a lot of watertight seals inside of the ship here. So if it's like a submarine or a Navy ship, what you're going to do is you're going to go through a bulkhead, and you're going to pull the bulkhead closed behind you, just in case you have an atmospheric breach, it doesn't get through that area. There's a lot of detail that goes on here. I'm sure the pipes and the electronics have something to do with how the ship operates and how we'll be able to fix it. You have some lockers here. Maybe they're lockers for the crew, maybe they're spare parts, maybe they're of no use whatsoever. We'll learn later on. You've got a bunch of buttons. Now look at that one over there. Look at it go. Flash, 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 flash. Oh, never mind. Too much IT crowd for me. We're going to go in here, and this I believe is the weapons bay, the weapons systems officer bay. You've got the two torpedo bays, I'm sure, up there, 1 and 2. Couple of things up here. Don't know what they are at this particular point. There's a fan up there that seems to be making sure that this area is filled with some kind of mist. And over here, I think this is where the weapons system officer actually is able to deploy the weapons, arm them, change the fuses, whatever it might be. This is our first one of our weapons bays. It's the rear bay. I think the only access in here is through this hatch right here, but we can't get through it. Not 100% sure about that. We're going to continue down the starboard side of the ship. And we are going to close each door behind us just in case of atmospheric breach. Alright, there's those big arms for holding missiles, torpedoes, or whatever. On our civilianized version of it, this might be a captain's quarter, a galley, or cargo. Anything that you want to make it, or command and control. As we go back, we take a look. It seems like there's some mist coming out of this area over here too. Lots of mist in this place. There's a couple of buttons over here. Only we don't know what they're for yet, but it's connected to this pipe. I'm sure this pipe is either cooling or power or CPU, and when you get hit, you come over here and do some mini game to keep it working. Like I said, more lockers, and through this hatch, we go through this hatch. Of course, we always close the hatches behind us, and we walk in this area. And this area right here will probably have a seat that will come down from up there. That's one of the turrets. Again, I think remote turrets would have been better for this ship, but hell, they look cool as hell, don't they? So, and there's some kind of a space back here. Not sure what it is. It kind of looks like a door, kind of doesn't. It could be, it might not be. We won't know until we get more info. I'm sure there's a door here that might close. It looks like there is a door that slides into place. Probably when the guy is up there, just in case he gets shot out, this doesn't leak atmosphere over here. I'm going to open this door and close it again. Now as we come back here, this is definitely a door. My guess back there is the engine room. Now the locker, lights, and we're going to go into this area. And again, making sure to close all doors behind us. And this area, of course, is going to be the rear lower, not upper, but rear lower facing turret. There will be a seat that probably comes up and brings you down. And we're going to go onto the port side of the ship. Again, here's a door that probably goes into the engine room. Might be 2 engine rooms on this ship, might only be 1. more lockers, and this is going to be a mirror image of the other side, of course, with pipes and lockers and of course port side gun mount. There it is up there. Take a look, and we're going to come through, close off our hatch, our airtight hatch, and we're going to go forward. Here's the other entrance to the weapons systems officer bay, and we're going to move up this way now. Okay, and we're going to close this area. Alright, again, back in the central bay, we're going to go in here. Right now we have 4 torpedoes in here. Okay, we've got 2 of these huge torpedoes there, and the other 2 on the arm there. I was wondering if they could hold 6, I'm not sure. It looks like they might extend for deployment on these arms. And they spin into place, but it doesn't look like it could fit 3 on each one. Maybe it can, maybe it can't, but 4 torpedoes up here of this size. I'm sure you're taking out Bengal class, Bengal sized ships with these. Pretty big. And let's go back outside here. Close this bay, of course, because airtight seal is important on this. Now, if you're wondering what this is over here, it's actually for the rotary drive on those torpedoes. So we're going to look up. We got a ventilation system in here working to move oxygen. A little bit of graphical anomalies. Some different LCD or LED displays for something. I would have guessed those would have been holographic, but you know, I like the 20th century meets the sci-fi look of this ship so far. This area in here is a bathroom. Again, we make sure that we're closing our hatches. And you got the bathroom, bunch of lockers again. Toilet, unusable. Sink, unusable. And here is your shower. And of course, you do not drink the water from the shower. Or do you drink the water from here? First aid kit, that probably comes in handy should you get wounded. And we're going to come out this way. Close the hatch. Walk to the starboard side as we are able to walk around this large torpedo bay. I guess in case of fire there'll be an extinguisher in there. I would have guessed these would have had extinguishers built in. There's one of the other huge torpedoes. I like the name of the company, Clear Sky, or maybe that's the name of the torpedo. Maybe A&R Armaments is the name of the company that makes them. It says lift here. Oh yeah, who? Like some kind of crane? Those things got to be a couple of tons a piece, right? Probably nuke. Maybe just high explosive. Tremendous. They look too much like real torpedoes. I mean, way too much like real torpedoes. But like I said, kind of like the look and feel of this. It looks like more lockers. More lockers. Nope. Maybe they're not lockers. Well, it looks like them. They could be access hatches. Ooh. No airtight door here. That's weird. This is the other end of the rotary mounts for the torpedoes. You got 2 of them here. I thought that might be access here so they could actually fix the fuses on them. We come back here and we go into the captain's cabin, which has a very small bed, a medical kit. At first I thought this might be a small med bay. I'm not 100% sure. Could have been. Very small, but my guess is, let's take a look at this down here. Yeah, this might be a med bay, and this bed might extend outwards when somebody's on it. That is a possibility. There would be enough room going this way. Not 100% sure, but that looks like it is either too short for a human being or it extends out this way. Storage lockers that you can't get into, or there's nothing in there right now. A locked cabinet, and of course the bathroom is back behind there. Alright, let's come out this way. There is a... Oh, there's some kind of a hatch here. Lock and release, I wonder what that's for. More piping up here. Pretty cool, right? So before we go in the cockpit, let's go into the crew area. It's very small. Most disappointing part of the ship, but this is a military vessel and it's really just all task specific. This is the forward upper turret, and you got a nice little area to look out over here. It doesn't look like you could actually see anything up there, but, well, yeah, you could. I like all the scratches, and wow, I never noticed that up there. Fans actually work inside my hangar. That's pretty cool. Alright, center part of this is the armory. This is going to be decked out with all the weapons that the crew might have. It looks like 3, 6, 12 different rifle types. Rear hatch. And this took a couple seconds to figure out. Not much more than that. Obviously, these are the escape pods / hypersleep chambers. We look up over here. We have a nice area to see out. The only thing missing in this ship is like a galley. If it's a long-range bomber, I don't expect them to be on day-long missions, but hour-long missions. We're going to come down our ladder. And we're going to look at the ship. Now, I did say something about this in my preliminary. First, we're going to look down there. Obviously, that's the front lower turret. We already saw the rear upper turret. But there is no co-pilot in this ship. And I'm sure that there's a lot of AI integration. And that is something that will definitely be useful. But without a co-pilot, I guess the workload is going to be done by the computer systems and by the people in different parts of the ship. The only time people would be running to the turrets would be when they were actually under fire. So they might have other jobs like navigation. I didn't see a lot of different displays around the ship, but they might be added over time. But you have navigation, damage control, engine room, and weapons system officer. All those things might be taken by some of the people that would be in the turrets. Nice out the cockpit view here. I'm sure this whole area is going to be filled with capital ship when they're on a bombing run, meaning it's going to be a huge amount of ship in front of you. If you think about the Bengal class carrier being 1 kilometer long, that would definitely fill the view here. But nice view. Lots of armor. The actual frame of the canopy doesn't look so bad. It's actually really thin is what I'm saying. Let's do a, well, that's a weird view. Yeah, we've got little Curly over here, as I call him. See if we could zoom out a little bit to get a look at this. See how he's sitting. Oh, he's sitting perfectly in here. It looks like there is room for 2 crew members in there, but then again, what would that other crewman do, right? What would they do? Again, it's got like that duck bill, kind of like the SR-71, but when you look at it sideways, totally different cockpit. This is a sweet-looking ship, one of the best-looking ships so far in the game. And definitely one of the ships that makes use of every square inch of space in it. Yep. Reminds me of what they did with the beta a little bit as I zoom out. Well, that was my preliminary follow-up to the Aegis Dynamics Retaliator. Of course, in version 2.0 of Star Citizen, we're no longer calling it Arena Commander, we're calling it Star Citizen, because they actually did just release the 1.1 patch, and the 1.1 patch puts Arena Commander as a module inside of the full game. So the full game directories and all the assets that are needed to put in the first-person shooter module, the player universe, and everything else that they're going to be doing, like social module, are all in the game now. It's now on sale. I believe I got it for $275, but it was given to me by a huge supporter of our show, so I can actually do these reviews for y'all. It is available for real currency at this point, but remember, you're pledging for the game, and if you've already built up your fleet, there is no reason to buy it at this particular point in time. If Arena Commanders Star Citizens 2.0 version introduces multiplayer ships, if you start racking up the REC or REC at this particular point in time, you might be able to save enough to actually buy this and use it in Arena Commander until the game goes live, when you could actually buy it with UEC. Thank you all for watching and listening, and you all be safe out there, and I'll talk to you soon.